2024 coming to a close, I want to take a brief moment and go over my top 10 cruise things that happened this year. Let's get started. Hi, AJ here with Byte Size Cruises. 2024 is wrapping up and it has been a great year as far as cruising goes. So this video is just recapping my top 10 moments of cruising this year, things that I really thought stood out and stuck with me, and that I enjoyed and think that you should get a chance to enjoy too at some point. All right, so coming in at number 10, we have the game shows on board the Enchanted Princess. I did do a complete lump together for number 10 because these were just amazing. Princess really knocks the game shows out of the park. They do them better than anyone else. They're very improv-ish. And with the cruise director staff team being as talented and as friendly with each other as they were, each one of the game shows really stood out. It was a hilarious time. I found myself laughing so hard at them. And they really kept the cruise moving and light and happy and friendly. And I really do appreciate that. I could have watched more game shows every night. Like, they were just really good. And they were really fun. There was a lot of audience participation. And so I think that this is something that Princess does particularly well. And, you know, it has stuck with me. And I have talked about like the yes and no show and different things several times because it was just so well done. And the cruise director staff team was amazing. A lot of them had just met and yet they felt like old friends hanging out and talking to each other. And they made you feel like you were a part of that too. And so those game shows just really stood out. Number 9 is the sushi aboard the Venezia. So this might be actually the best sushi I've had all year, let alone on a cruise ship. I loved what I got. It was amazing food. It was a highlight of a weird trip. I really enjoyed the food on Venezia. It made the trip a really great time. And so the sushi really stood out. I loved it. I could have eaten there every day. So, yeah. Best sushi aboard a cruise ship I've had yet, and it's probably the best sushi I've had this year. Coming in at number 8, this is a weird one, the medallion. So I love technology, and seeing the medallion work in all of its intended glory was really awesome. When I was on the Caribbean Princess, the medallion was retrofitted for the medallion. It wasn't built for the medallion. And so some of the technology was a little buggy. Sometimes like your room didn't unlock when you were walking up to it. Whereas on the Enchanted Princess, all of that worked smoothly and it made the trip so amazing. Like, it might seem weird, but the medallion is one of the reasons why Princess is my favorite cruise line because one, it's just attached to me. I don't have to worry about forgetting it in the key card holder, which I did on Meraviglia. I walked out of my room without my key card. So there's that. There's also just the fact that you don't worry about leaving it on a table. You don't have to wear a lanyard. I didn't have to have, like when I use the cards, a lot of times I have a magnetic wallet on the back of my phone, but that interferes with using the ring on the back of my phone. And so that hassle was all gone. It just really, it took minor inconveniences away, which made it so much easier to relax aboard the Enchanted Princess because I didn't have to worry about where the medallion was and I didn't have to worry about it not working. It was just such a smooth and wonderful experience. Coming in at number 7, Howl at the Moon. So on Breakaway, we had the same performers for Howl at the Moon two of them, that we had on Escape the year before. And they were amazing. So this team had just enough self-deprecating humor to kind of like keep the show moving without being like, boo-hoo, woe is me. They did really great crowd work. Their songs were funny. They like updated things and they were just really good with their instruments. The one woman played the fiddle and she was amazing. Seeing The Devil Went Down to Georgia performed up on the piano, it really was a highlight of the trip. And we went to Howl at the Moon multiple nights, and it made up for the fact that a lot of the production shows on the Breakaway were not great. So Definitely loved Howl at the Moon. Number 6, getting to go back to my favorite city. So Halifax has to be on here. My goal is to go to Halifax once a year. I love this city. I love it so much. It is clean for city. It is beautiful with the public gardens, the pier down the boardwalk thing. I can't think of the name of it right now. But that's amazing. Like, you don't have to have an excursion in Halifax. There are great excursions there, but you can just walk around and just take in how beautiful the city is and experience it. I loved Halifax. I love it. It is my favorite port by far. It has to be on the list because a year of cruising wouldn't be complete without visiting there. So Halifax is number 6. Number 5, the Pirate Queen. Yes, she made it to my top 10. I just think that this was so cool to have a whole character come out for a themed restaurant. I am a big fan of this concept, and I was a big fan of her. She was really pretty, and she was really fun to interact with, and loved her. So she not only made the top 10, she made the top 5. I don't know why I'm laughing so hard. Yeah, I really do think that the Pirate Queen is an amazing touch for keeping that show moving. It made it feel elevated more than just the live music, and you could tell that they were all having a lot of fun together. And it seems like a fun little bit to get to play, a great way to engage the audience, and have people coming into O'Malley's. I just loved it. I think it's a really cool touch, and more ships should embrace having characters like that are costumed, but not in mascot-like costumes. Yeah, she was awesome. Love that. Coming in at number 4 is Rumors. This was again on Breakaway. It was a show outlining the Fleetwood Mac story. It was so well done. The performers were amazing. This was in Sid Norman, so it was hard to get into. And we actually did have a fight break out in our showing of Rumors, which was interesting. I have never actually seen a fight in person like that. So that stood out to me, but also just by itself, it was really good. If you're on an NCL ship that has Rumors, you should definitely go see it because it's a really well done show. And it made kind of a boring entertainment-wise cruise stand out as not being quite so dull. It definitely broke everything up, and those performers were amazing. They deserve all the credit. Definitely try to get into Sid Norman's, but sometimes it's hard because that's all the entertainment that's going on half the time. Number 3 is another port. So this was a new one for me. It was Harvest Caye Belize, in Belize, which is NCL's private resort kind of for the day. So I actually like this better than Great Stirrup Cay as far as their areas go. There is a nature walkthrough where you can see animals and things. There's so much to do out and about on there. There's a swim up bar, there's the ocean, there's zip lining. There's so much to do without leaving that little area. Weirdly though, your key card does not work in that section, even though it is exclusive to NCL. So hopefully they get that caught up soon because I think that would really elevate the experience. But otherwise, it was beautiful. The food there was great. That was an additional charge, just so you know. It's no additional charge to go onto the island, but a lot of stuff there is an additional charge. But the wildlife walkthrough, that's not. We really enjoyed visiting there. I think that it was my favorite. Might have been my only. No, it wasn't my only. It was my favorite new port of the year. Was that stop? It was beautiful. It was relaxing. We had a great time. We got to see so much wildlife, not just the wildlife walkthrough, but there were iguanas hanging out, chickens, because chickens are everywhere. And it was just a really cool vibe. I liked how they had the straw market set up for them, and we really enjoyed ourselves in Belize for that. Coming in at number 2 is the carousel shows. Now, having just gotten off MSC Meraviglia, they are top of mind. But yes, they were a highlight of the year. I'm so glad that I got to see them again. They were amazing. And this cast was so talented, especially Pedro. Pedro and the Pirate Queen, they were my 2 real highlights of the year. No, so these shows are so good. They definitely, for this last trip, they really made that trip stand out. And I love good entertainment. I love acrobatics. I could go to a circus show all the time. I do circus shows on land quite often, go visit them, because I just think that the talent that goes into a lot of those acts is phenomenal. And to then have it happen on board a cruise ship. So the carousel shows for me are right up there with like the ice skating shows on Royal Caribbean, where you can't believe that they are doing this while a ship is moving, because the precision that has to happen at moments is amazing. And watching these people who have more athleticism in their little finger, literally, than I do in my entire body is amazing. And it's really cool to see. And the music there was amazing. The vocalists were great and really supported the cast. And then this cast just seemed to have a lot of fun together. And you can really tell that chemistry on stage very easily. Sometimes it's not there and the show just lacks something, but this time it really pushed it up over. And now for number 1, which is something that I never thought would happen, which is a food experience hitting my number 1 spot. If you don't know me, you might not know that for me, food is very utilitarian. I do not often enjoy food experiences in a way where I'm like, you have to do this. And the 360 experience on board Enchanted Princess blew me out of the water. Now, I will say the technology involved in this experience really did help that, but the food was also good. I enjoyed everything I ate at that meal fully, which is not something that often gets said. There was nothing there that I pushed aside, even the octopus, because everything was prepared well. It was prepared according to what my allergies were. They went above and beyond. The technology was amazing. The stuff that you learned was awesome. The coordination of people putting down plates, picking things up, the level of detail, all of it came together into an experience that is truly spectacular and something that you need to try. It probably is my highlight of the whole year, not just on land. I have already told several people asking about the Alaskan group cruise that we definitely need to sign up for this. It was well worth the money. It is extra. It's like $150, but it was worth every penny. And that's why it's at the top of the list. And it's also so unbelievable to me that I am putting something with food at the top of the list, because it was awesome. And it was like it could be a once in a lifetime experience. And I'm really excited for the fact that it doesn't have to be. So that is my top 10. Now, as I said in the beginning, I was only on 4 ships, so it is a little skewed towards some of those ships. But I have really enjoyed cruising this year, and obviously I've cruised enough to be able to spin off this channel. So going into 2025, here's to many more awesome cruise experiences, and for this list being even harder to put together next year. If you liked this video, I would ask that you please like and subscribe. We are trying to grow this channel. My goal is by the end of 2025 to hit that 1,000 subscriber mark, and a quick like and subscribe can help me go a long way. I would love to hear in the comments below what your top cruise things were for 2024, what really stood out to you, and what you hope to do in 2025. Do you have any exciting cruises coming up? I would love to hear about it. I am wishing you all a very happy new year, and I will see you next year. Bye.